Join the crew as a member of the Onyx Key for exclusive members-only messages, redirections, and content. We already have a bunch of videos live with some familiar topics as well as new questions, so I'll see you on the other side of the Onyx Key. Make sure you hit the join button to go deeper down this experience with me. Hey family, so we're back with another 18 plus Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine Aura reading. Since you guys really liked the last one, I want to keep it rolling. And before I even get into the intro, I'm resetting energy for the reading, and I don't know what you did or what you've been doing, but the alignment of you with this reading now today, it signifies some type of closed cycle. And I've never channeled this before, so good for you. But it feels like some of you, especially those of you identifying with the divine feminine side, like you have a whole new type, right? So in you closing this cycle, closing whatever era, whatever energy you're putting out, allowing yourself to receive the type of masculines you're attracted to, it's now different from what it used to be. Now, I don't know why. I don't know who this message is for. Maybe it's not even a conscious thing. I'll say it like that. Because I know when you heighten your energy, when you do a lot of energy work, it changes things. So some of you don't even realize, because it's honestly the type of people you're physically attracted to probably won't change. But there's going to be that other layer of, I guess, discernment where now, like, let's say you're in a collective space and you're just single and you have options and people are engaging you, you'll immediately have the discernment to know which of those physical bodies, yes, I am calling people that are in alignment with your highest good, that your aura is going to respond to the best, like we're trying to learn in this reading, right? So we are looking today to see what seductive energy you're giving off, your overall sexual aura. And again, it's 18 plus because we're talking about grown adult energy, right? That's just what we're doing. And just to go into a little more detail, for those of you that may be new, we are in fact looking at your divine feminine or divine masculine aura, what seductive sexual energy you're giving off. The gist of the reading is that we're going to look to see what you're generally giving off, and we're going to see if there's a distinction in how the different types of soul contracts, whether it's a karmic, a soulmate, twin flame, whatever labels you like, however it resonates, how any of these people will interpret your energy. And I'm hoping that this will help you navigate these relationships, and I'm hoping that it's a useful tool in you interpreting the type of connection you're dealing with. Now, obviously, with this being an 18 plus reading, I have to say that this is an educational, informational reading, which means that these messages are for those purposes only. And since it's a reading that may have more layers to it, I'll go ahead and give you the overall disclaimer of I do read and channel past, present, as well as incoming energy. I read a polarity, which means there's a light as well as a shadow. You have to find yourself in the lesson, in the journey. And I find this style works even better with this type of reading, okay? So I was very impressed with how it came out. Now, I mentioned it in one of my other 18 plus readings. I don't want this to make you guys afraid of your sexual energy, afraid of your sexual power, afraid of interacting with anyone on a sexual level. None of that is the intention. Like, if you guys are free and outside, live your life, this is just to help you manage your energy as you're maneuvering different spaces and connections, all right? Like, I don't discourage you from being sexual at all, like at all. But we do mind our language. We do mind the context that we use the content, because I always say it, I'm not letting y'all get me put off YouTube. Okay. All right. So I'm going to hold up the thumbnail so that you can choose the Sundae that best aligns with your aura. Okay. Pile number 1 is the caramel nut sundae. Pile number 2 is the cherry waffle sundae. Pile number 3 is the chocolate caramel brownie sundae with nuts. And then pile number 4 is the peach sundae and the waffle cone. I'll give you a moment to make your selection. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right, pile 1, my caramel nuts sundae. We're gonna see what seductive energy you're giving off, what's your sexual aura, and how any of the contracts, right, soul contracts of karmic, twin flame, soulmate, how they interact with you and your energy, okay? So let me get you an overview. We'll take a look and see my caramel nut sundae. All right. There's your aura, and how are they interacting with it? This is going to be easy. We have the lily, okay, which is a very sexual energy. It's usually associated with a mature feminine, okay, usually associated with fertility, but it's associated with comfort with your feminine sexual power, okay? I'll describe it that way. That's why it's usually associated with the more mature feminine, because with that wisdom, with that experience comes that comfort. So I can already tell you now, with the tower and the house, you'll know you're in a very healthy interaction, right? Because I know we're not talking about sexual experience, but this card came out. You'll know you're in a healthy interaction. You'll be very comfortable with a soulmate, twin flame, lighter energy. Like, you'll be down for sex with somebody that's responding to your energy in a healthy way, just because they're creating that stability and comfort, right? I'm not saying you won't be sexually attracted to karmics, right? But I will read it 2 ways, right? And I know we're talking about what you're giving off and what they're giving you, but this is going to help you, and I'm going to read it because you need to know. Karmics are going to be those types that grow on you. You may struggle with boundaries. That may be a karmic lesson you came to this physical plane to learn in this life. You'll find that a karmic is someone that they grow on you, right? You start liking them. You start liking their personality. You start compromising, okay? And over time, you'll become sexually attracted to this person. You're the type, and I'm not talking everybody, I'm talking about the specific group in this pile. Settling, which I really don't encourage people to do, is a karmic, is gonna get you every time. If you settle, that's a karmic lesson. It's not gonna end well, may end very, very bad, okay? Because the one thing that you'll experience is that a soulmate, twin flame, whatever, is gonna immediately take you seriously, is gonna immediately see you with respect, okay? You may find that the people that respond to your aura in a healthy way respond a little too slow for you, regardless of your gender. If you're identified as divine masculine, this will be especially the case, because flip it, right? You're all in a group because the experience here is the same. You're just at varying perspectives. If you're like more of a masculine leaning person, you may find the feminines that are healthiest for you a little too mature, a little too stable, right? That's no knock to the wild and free types, but I'm saying what is resonating to this aura is one of safety, security, stability, a house, a tower. I'll be honest with this group. Your karmics, very easy to spot, okay? It doesn't mean that it's easy to manage, but it's easy to spot because this is a pile that struggles with boundaries. You struggle with that for whatever reason, that's the thing. So, a karmic for you will make you feel attractive. They'll make you feel desired. They may even lean into the energy of you being mature, because I don't want the word mature to throw anyone off, because it's not an age thing, right? You can be the same exact age as a karmic, but something about the way you carry yourself, your energy, your karmics will always seem more immature than you. They'll seem like you have it more together than them. Not necessarily just materially or whatever, but it could just be mentally and emotional intelligence wise. So this is how they get you. It's hook, line, and sinker. Home, house, make you very, very stable, make you very much desired. This is how they get you, right? I mentioned your karmics, you're not really going to be initially attracted to them. It's going to take some buy-in. It's going to take some effort. So they'll get you. And then boom. Now, the Tower in Lenormand is isolation, is solitude. So we went from a house of comfort and protection and security and desire to now I'm on my own. Now I feel unwanted. Now I feel ghosted. You see what I'm saying? So if you find yourself when you find yourself in situations where someone that is a karmic, right, is engaging you, if you know you're not initially attracted to someone, like if you ask yourself, am I attracted to this person? And the answer is no. Don't give yourself time to get used to somebody that you know you wouldn't have normally wanted. Because what happens is, and people, it's human nature. You get used to people. The nicer they are to you, the more attractive they are. That's literally just human nature. It's how we stay alive. It's how we survive, because it makes us gravitate towards people that make us feel safe. That's how we stay alive, right? But when you're dealing with a karmic, it's to teach you, hey, listen, just because this person likes you don't mean you have to like them back. That's what's going on. Because like I said, I mentioned they're going to make you feel like very desired, very sexy, especially, yeah, it's starting to rain now, especially since the healthier connections that would benefit you would move a little slow. This person, like the people that would benefit you, won't make you feel sexy initially. They won't treat you like, they won't compliment how you look and all of that. They won't treat you poorly, but they're slow movers. Like the healthiest connections for you are going to be slow movers when we talk about sexual nature, because they're going to want the connection to be a little more mature, right? A little more grounded, a little more stable before they share that side with you, before they overextend that side that you have with themselves, right? So just keep that in mind. Let me pull more. Tell me about this caramel nuts sundae. Nepal one. What seductive energy do you give off? The sexual aura. And how do different types of soul contracts interact with you? So basically, it looks like when it comes to just connections, not just sexual in nature, you seem like the type that maybe has experienced where you may feel isolated consistently because the people that you want initially may or may not want you back. But even in the end, you may interpret it that way. Where they're attracted to you, you take their lack of just sexual, I guess the sexual interest isn't overt enough for you, so you take it as disinterest or being too slow moving, and then you'll lean into where you're getting the attention, I guess, you want, and it backfires, basically. And you end up in a situation that you basically were looking to avoid because you were misinterpreting the healthier connections as not interested when they're just requiring patience. Because this is like ghosted energy. It's, I made you feel safe and then I left you in a tower, right? So I've got trust. That is the Knight of Cups. What did I say? I love the social Zen deck because I know it's going to give us what we need here. This is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups in this deck is trust. Okay, Knight of Cups is lover boy energy. Lover boy, lover girl. It's someone that's very romantic, very good at building trust, right? Hey, just spread your wings and fly. I'm going to catch you, right? That false sense of security that karmics are going to give when they lean into your sexual aura. So I'm going to even lean and say maybe this pile doesn't have a, like, you don't ooze sex. You may not have a strong sex appeal. There's nothing wrong with that. But a karmic may trick you by leaning into that. You know what I'm saying? Leaning into your desire to appeal a certain way, or even to be desired. Yeah. Because that Knight of Cups and the energy I'm talking about, that false sense of trust is exactly what's going to happen. Because here's the problem. Your aura oozes trustworthy energy. It oozes, I was going to say sensitivity. It oozes innocence, right? That's what your aura kind of projects out. So just watch that. Tell me more. My pile one. Some of you get really nervous when people are interested in you romantically, because like, I don't know, I just sat in this pile and I got really overheated. Like I feel like I'm like sweating now. So that's, if that's you, that's okay. Maybe my more inexperienced pile, I've got nothingness, which is the Hermit. That blank black card. Listen, trust to nothingness. Okay, that's the Hierophant. The Hierophant talks about a leader, someone kind of giving you information, teaching things. Everything about the aura here on the table is very serious. Okay, it's not serious in a bad way. It's serious in a wise, mature way. It's serious in that the aura oozes, let's stabilize, let's create a home. Okay, it's not a sexual aura that you have, not overtly. So I got understanding. You see all of these feelings. We got the caged bird being free and understanding, which is the Page of Cups now. I'll take the bottom. And look at that Six of Wands of success. You watch those karmic. Okay, so 100%, how will karmics respond to your aura? They will love bomb you. Literally exactly what it says. It's love bomb you, make you, try to make you, or try to engage you in a possibly even a hypersexual way. And I say hypersexual because I don't even know that the karmics on this pile are hypersexual so much as the people represented by this caramel nut sundae, you. It's hypersexual for you. Does that make sense? Because it's very quick. It's very speedy. It's love bombing. It's comfortable house, isolated tower, that quick in the blink of an eye. It's nothingness right after trust. And then leaving you in a cage, literally trying to understand after the conquest. That's what it kind of feels like on the table, okay? Like what happened? No, that's not it. And unfortunately, it's a result of that aura, that your aura is exactly your energy. If you are a home, mature, I want a stable family aura, everybody can tell. Like that's the aura that you have. Like literally every person that engages you can tell you want a home, you want a family. That's the aura you have. So if a karmic just wants a conquest, that's quickly, right? That's what they can do, especially if it's someone you're not initially attracted to, and where we have rejection, where you've rejected someone and now they're like, okay, let me try to see if I can change their mind, right? Because that's basically what I have here. Now that we got that out the way, I hope y'all are not mad at me for leaning into the karmic energy. But when it comes to the healthier connections, it's slower, right? It's not that quick. You realize that it's a healthy connection because the trust is natural. The trust is organic. This is someone that would kind of help you realize that you're not a caged bird. They would show you that the cage is actually open for you to be free. So when we talk about your sexual aura, this is someone that would actually liberate you sexually. You would feel very good. And I know I have a different reading. Go to that reading. You're going to know what I'm talking about. I may redirect the members to it, but you're going to feel very free and liberated interacting sexually with a healthy soulmate. Okay? Because you'll be able to tell that the soulmates actually trust you and you'll trust them. The karmics are more like, let me get them before they get me, right? Before they realize they're better than me. Because the karmics on this table feel like people you shouldn't be dealing with. It feels like people that you are better than, okay? and it's understood on both sides. I have no problem saying it because it's people, the karmics here understand it on the other side, hence the conquest. Okay, all right, so let me keep pulling cards for my pile 1, my caramel nut sundae. How do we get, I know I'm mentioning the actual connections, but let me see if I can get the initial exchange of auras. So when you encounter soulmates, whether light or shadow, what seductive energy are you giving off in your sexual aura? Tell me more from my pile 1. Let me see if I can get that actual initial exchange. Very active, very powerful energy. Okay, very active, very powerful energy. It says proactivity, expression, doing, and forward motion. Okay, strong, energetic. And we've got Neptune, dream and transcend. So this is the rose colored glasses. This combination feels like everything someone wants, right? So it makes sense, because I don't know these karmics. I'm not going to call them horrible people. The way they interact with you is why we call them karmics. They're horrible people in engaging you, right? They may be angels elsewhere, but your aura, they see as a Hollywood glamour. It's rose colored glasses. They see you as everything and perfect in a way that you are not. And so that's part of the allure, is this feels like someone that's way more perfect than any human can be. So in you either rejecting them or them feeling like they have to apply a lot of effort initially, once the rose colored glasses fall off, they lose interest immediately because they never saw you as a real person to begin with. I like reading it that way because it kind of humanizes the karmic experience to help you understand why you need boundaries, right? If you dealing with somebody that doesn't see you as human initially, that's your fault when we talk about accountability, because it's like, you don't let people grow on you. What are you doing, right? I'm not fussing at you, but this is not good. I don't like that. So let me see if I can get more about how a healthy soulmate will see your aura. They'll see it the same way, but the difference between the healthy soulmate is the lack of the illusion, right? The soulmates will see you as a real person, therefore there's no rush to conquest because they have confidence in themselves. So they're confident taking their time with you, right? Someone that actually would be on your level, someone you would initially be as attracted to as they are you at first, right? We got a harvest. Okay, and it talks about planted seeds that the universe gave you. And it says, due to your patience and growth, you are now able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Soulmates, healthy ones, slow. Plant seeds, take time, build a connection. Okay. Exciting news. It says good news is coming your way, whether it be a pregnancy, an engagement, or moving in together. Get excited to celebrate. Harvest after planting seeds. Build a home. Like this would be okay. So you'll know because you'll have your soulmates will immediately treat you like someone that they want to build a home with. I'm not talking about the love bombing, way too fast energy. I'm talking about planting seeds initially of like, hey, I'm dating, I want to get to know you, I'm looking for something long term, and then taking their time to genuinely get to know you, versus let me take you on this date, let me take you on that date, okay, we're going on another date, okay, this is so exciting, let's rent a house, okay, we went on vacation, like, and it's you're never really seeing the person in a real element. It's, you can tell because the karmic is trying to impress you. If you feel like someone is trying to actively impress you, it's a lie, right? Because why do you need to impress me if we're trying to connect genuinely long term? So you got to start asking these questions. When you think about it, it makes sense. Why are you trying to impress me when I'm trying to see if we're going to work long term? Impressing me creates an illusion, creates a lie, right? Seeing you as you truly are, especially early on, lets us know if we're wasting our time. But the karmic's not necessarily worried about wasting time because they're already moving very quickly and they're going to fizzle out very quickly. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So let me So, I mean, I'm trying to find aura energy. This last deck should help because it's key words, but your aura is not one that oozes sex. And that's why if anyone responds to you in a really hypersexual way, it's a lie, because that's not even you, right? That's not your aura. Not saying you don't have a sexual aura. Not saying you're not a sexual person. Oh, I messed up. What did I do? More planting seeds for abundance. Let me fix this while I'm telling this point. It's not that you don't have sex appeal. It's not that you're not sexually attractive. I'm saying you're not one of those people that people look at and it's like, ooh, sex. Ooh, sexy. That's not you, okay? And you're more sweet. You're more innocent. You're more, people look at you and don't think sex. They think, oh, that's going to be a nice husband, wife, spouse for somebody one day, right? Like that's your natural aura. Whether you want to lean into it or not, that's yours, okay? Some of you may struggle with that, but that's okay, because I mean, you are who you are. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's sweet, actually. So tell me more for my caramel nuts sundae. Tell me more. All right. Yeah, because I mentioned discernment, and I mentioned it being the biggest message this pile needs to know based on our question, even though it's only halfway related, is the discernment and having boundaries, right? And being very firm and very confident in said boundaries. When we talk about sharpening your instincts with that wolf moon, that's kind of what you need, okay? Let me see if I can get like, what, 4 more, 3 more? Let me do that. What else do we need to know for pile 1? Regarding their sexual aura. Ooh. Okay, fine. It's not like, I don't have tons of cards on the table. We can do that. We got ignited energy like that, yang. I've got a wild card of supermoon. I've got a threshold. All of these are in reverse. So we got a solar eclipse, which is a threshold in reverse. I got expansion in reverse. I've got transform in reverse. So I'm not going to flip them in reverse. I'm going to leave them upright since that's just the way I put them. But this says stop, do not pass, go. Like, you get what I'm saying? If someone comes at you crazy, you need to sharpen your instincts when it comes to someone with a huge ignited, very stimulated energy, all wild and chaotic, especially when someone's hot and cold. Somebody is a wild card, very unpredictable in the way they're interacting with you. Stop, do not pass, go. These were in reverse, right? The threshold is the door, do not pass, go. Expansion in reverse, do not proceed. Transform, do not change your mind, okay? So yeah, do not pass, go. You needed to be told about the karmics. I apologize. I know y'all wanted to know about the soulmates, but the soulmates prepare. They plant seeds. They plant seeds. Okay, they pay attention to the details. If you're, let's say, let me clarify, because I'm getting your advice after this, and I don't want you to overreact to healthy soulmates. I'm not saying healthy soulmates won't be super romantic. I'm not saying they won't be hot and heavy and doing things that may seem like they're trying to impress you. Okay, the difference is they're not trying to impress you. They're trying to get to know you, and they're trying to make you happy. Impress means, hey, I want pile 1 to see me this way, and so I'm gonna do this, maybe overextend, because it's gonna impress them. I'm gonna look better. With the soulmate, they want to make you happy, so they have an attention to detail regarding you. They plant seeds. They listen to your conversations. They pay attention to your habits. So the things they do are not to impress you. It's because they care, and they know you don't like certain foods. You're allergic to certain foods, right? You really love this thing, so they prioritize that thing because that's something you care about. It's not about impressing you. And once you learn to sharpen your instincts and have discernment, you won't have that hypersexual energy in your aura, because it's not your aura. Okay, like I'm doubling down. Like, that is not your aura. And if you feel like I'm reading you incorrectly, then pick another pile if it's that serious. But I'll say, if you feel like you have an aura that would be sexual, sexy, or even hypersexual in extremes, that is trauma. That's not you. You're not built like that, even if you tell yourself, okay? You know, sometimes viewers get mad at me because of my delivery, but this pal needs to be told that because it's not good for you. I don't want you to keep having that karmic cycle because it came through so prominently that it must be a consistent cycle, okay? So tell me, give me some advice for pile 1. Healing energy. You see it. Healing energy. That's you. You may be the owl spirit on my channel, but learn the truth about the way people interact with you. Learn the truth about yourself, how your energy actually projects out, right? How you manage your energy. I'm going to keep this as a series, and I have another 18 plus one that may really benefit you. I think it's how sex affects your aura. Go to that one. I'm going to create more playlists for these series so that you guys can keep up with that. But that's you. You need to know that because healing, that's what you need to do once you learn to sharpen your instincts, once you learn the self-awareness required, because you may lack self-awareness a little bit, and that's not me calling you names, but when you realize, it's gonna be great. Okay, so I'm gonna close you out and move along to pile number 2. All right, pile 2, my cherry waffle sundae. Let's take a look at what seductive energy you're giving off and your sexual aura when it comes to karmics, soulmates, whatever light or shadow version of a soulmate you have in mind, right? So I want to just say this is a really loud pile just in general. You got a loud aura. Okay, it feels like one that gets a lot of attention just in general, for better for worse. I got when I was resetting romantic Black Hollywood deck, it was talking about that gossip card. I think it's the watch out card, and talked about jealousy, envy, gossip. And then I had the garden here, and that's loud. That's a lot of attention. So whatever energy you're projecting out, however your sexual energy projects out, everybody can feel it. So let me just see. I got the book and the birds. Yes, a lot of noise around you, right? So the birds talk about a lot of conversations. It can represent gossip, but for the most part, it's just a lot of chatter, just in general, right? And we've got the book. So the book is, the book she's reaching for there is the one of alchemy. And it just feels like a person with a lot of skill, with a lot of power in just some specific area of life. Okay, it could just be a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, right? Information regarding alchemy specifically. But like, people like talk about you a lot. And I don't know why that's the response to your aura, but I'm gonna keep pulling cards to see. We're not gonna drag, we're gonna see what's going on with the aura. Why do we need to know about all these conversations that happened from my pile 2? Okay, let me see. Tell me about the seductive aura, the seductive energy, and sexual aura coming from my pile 2. We got the 4 of Swords, which says postponement. Okay, now 4 of Swords is normally it's healing energy, which can be a result, which postponement can be a result of. Some of you, maybe when it comes to sexual energy, seductive auras, maybe you put a pause, right? Maybe some of you were really outside, really projecting that out, and then you pulled it within, and now you're kind of like just keeping to yourself, whereas you were just living, you know, you were really expressive, right? And seductive. So what is that? People are talking about it regardless. People, if you were once like what people would consider to be promiscuous, people notice that you stop being like that. Okay, we got the Ace of Pentacles of maturity. Okay, now why all that came through when that has nothing to do with the question, and how is it going to tie into the question? Let's get one more. Okay, we've got the alchemy card, right? This is temperance, integration, and alchemy. So when people experience your sexual aura, like when they come into contact with you, when they're sexually attracted to you, it feels like alchemy. That's the key word. of what seductive energy do you give off? Alchemy. Okay. The rebel is the emperor. Okay. So the rebel, someone that does what they want, when and how they want. I mean, that makes sense that someone like you would have a lot of conversations surrounding you. Okay. So you, again, that heightened aura, see how she's integrating those two sides. She's got the eagle on the side of fire. She's got the swan on the side of water. And so just forever connecting everything and everyone. You may be going to one of those as a redirections. I do have those on the channel. If you're seeing, like, let's say you just looked at that card and you're like, man, why do I keep seeing eagles? Why do I keep seeing swans? What does that mean? I saw one outside. I saw it, whatever. And now she's pulling that card. I have a playlist you can go to. Birds are a thing. You have the birds card. And then you've got house 3. So your aura is one of alchemy, and it feels like a bird. I don't know another way to describe it, but multiple decks with an energy that doesn't quite make sense. But house 3 talks about early learning, childhood relations, rational mind, and communication. So I think you may be one of those sultry voices kind of individuals, or the words you say have deep meaning, deep impactful meaning, something about the way you sound or what it is you say when you interact with people. It makes them pause. Okay. And your healthiest connections are going to be people, sexually and not, that pause and really interact with you in a mature way and listen to what you say. Like, because I don't know what it is about the sound here. They're going to really pause and listen to what you say and integrate with you. Right? Feels like calling in soul tribe. I've got the moon of satisfy emotional needs, nurturing self and others. Let me see what else I got regarding this aura. This is someone, people, even people that don't believe in auras, care about auras, something about yours, it still glows to people like that. So people most likely pause and stare. Okay. This is confirmation that you're in your right place, right space. So how are these soulmates, light and shadow, going to connect with you? You got to be tricky. You got to be careful, because this feels like a pile of some spiritual mastery, whether you realize you've reached a certain level or not. Maybe you were just born into this life a certain level of ascension already, but that integration card and the way it's depicted here says you're going to need a certain level of discernment, certain level of nuance to pick up how a karmic connects with your aura versus a healthy soulmate. So let me get more, because I do want to take a look and see. Oh, that's what that is. Some of you, or you may have been that intro. So listen, though, to you're shifting your aura, your sexual aura. That's what that postponement is. Your energy is changing. So the way people used to respond to you in a sexual way is gonna change. Is not gonna be the same in, I guess, however long, a month to next year, because you're alchemizing. So if you know you're doing energy work, if you know you're ascending, you're on a spiritual ascension, if you know you just discovered like a new religion, a new path or something like that, your aura is shifting, especially from the one you had in your younger days. That's what that rebel represents. That's what this moon represents. People are going to be talking about it. People are talking about it. I don't think people can quite put their finger on it, because it's actively shifting now as you step into the reading. Okay, that's why it's hard for me to pick up on a sexual aura, because it's shifting. The way you were and the way you're going to be, opposites. Not that either way is better, but something about this integration, it's very fluid. So if you want to pull off a sexual aura, you probably can. If you feel like you don't want to do that, you can pull it back. But you're very in control now of how people receive your seductive sexual energy. Whereas historically, you maybe didn't have the knowledge, the skill, or the power to manage it. You do. So like when you don't want people reacting to you in a hypersexual way, or you don't even want people to register you sexually, you pause it. Oh, okay, you're that one. But there's a huge devotional energy here. So tell me more about how The seductive energy is off the sexual aura. Yeah, this is the self-love pile, right? You're kind of very, it feels like a self-awareness, right? Where you love yourself in a way that this alchemy projects out. People can tell you love yourself. I'll be honest with you. I'm not seeing a lot of karmics. I'm seeing karmics are at this point moving forward. Karmics are going to pause in all of the maturity, and I don't see where it goes beyond that. Okay? Because the rebellious energy on the table kind of feels like someone that's just not going to go for the things that a karmic would do. Because remember, people call negative soulmates karmics because they're here to teach you a karmic lesson that typically doesn't feel good. Feels like a group. You have the discernment. You have the discernment, and you've done a lot of energy work or whatever, just reading or just studying of the self, to where someone that has a karmic energy towards you is going to pause and be like, let me just leave pile 2 alone. It feels like a natural repellent. Like they just know it's not going to benefit them to engage you, right? Yeah, I didn't notice that was there. So self-love and spiritual awakening, right? And so since the only energy that's really bold enough to come towards you is the healthy contracts at this point, your partner is sensing that there's something very profoundly important about this connection. I don't know why I put the word very, but something about very, like this is an intense pile. So I can already tell. Remember a few minutes ago I was talking about how the line between karmic and soulmate was blurred. I think it was so difficult for you that you were like, nah, I gotta ascend spiritually, like this not working out. I don't know how to see. So, and there was a pile like that. If you graduated from that pile, congratulations. I love to see y'all ascend. But the spiritual awakening of self-love is putting you in a position of like, because it was so difficult or something regarding the karmic versus soulmate, maybe you laid protection, whatever it is you did, only soulmates coming in and engaging with you, especially on a sexual level. Okay? So now I'll say this one, and I don't know if I'm talking about a specific situation, a specific person, or if it's incoming. This postponement feels like you may have soulmates, healthy ones, that literally pause to alchemize and mature before trying to come back in and integrate with you. Like your sexual aura that you're stepping into having, because I feel like I'm ahead of a lot of you. Some of you already in the energy I'm reading, but I feel like I'm a little bit of ahead of some of you. Like your aura is alchemy, so it triggers a spiritual awakening in a healthy soulmate. So like you'll notice that over time as you're engaging these people, they glow up. Not because they're necessarily draining you or anything. It's just that something about the aura, maybe it's the knowledge, right? Maybe something, but there's a postponement for the sake of maturity, alchemy, and integration. Feels like a pile that's actually going to engage at least a high level soulmate, but even a twin flame in this life due to the spiritual awakening and that integration, okay? Because we got to pause for maturity. So I love it. So I'm going to get you some keywords regarding your sexual aura. And then I'm going to your advice, because wrapping it all up, remember the rebel is the emperor, which would be a divine masculine. So you've either stepped in to your divine masculine era, or you are now only attracting divine masculines that are truly divine in nature, not like y'all just be calling people, right? Someone that's awakened and in self-love to the point where they can love people because they love themselves. You're definitely the intro if you're picking this power, because I kind of channeled it a little bit. Yeah, we got a full moon of fulfillment. Okay, so an energy of fulfillment coming in. Yeah, you have an aura of someone that's very powerful, very strong, very fulfilled. And so anyone that's vibrating at a low frequency just cannot, they're just not going to engage you, because they're repelled by it. So much so that I'm telling you, there's certain divine masculine, divine feminines that engage your aura, see your aura, and they're like, wait, hold on. I gotta pause this and level up a little bit, mature a little bit, integrate, alchemize a little bit before I feel like I'm truly ready to sit in the aura of that cherry waffle sundae. Okay? I love it. It's 100% an aura of you better come correct. Good for you. You're doing great. That's why I'm glad that this pile came through. So let me get like what? A couple more in the bottom before I get your advice. Tell me more. Yeah, we've got support and dream. So I've got some numbers that may be relevant to you. You're probably seeing repeating 1s and 2s, but 26, whether it's a birthday, whether it's an age, is a thing. Okay, let me bring this numerology to the table. And then the birds is number 12. Yeah. And then full moon is 21, right? So now we got the third house, reduces to 3. Both of these, as well as now we've got support of 33. So any of those could be ages, birthdays, numbers, whatever it is. Well, we got a seed moon of new growth. Okay. So your sexual aura is one of alchemizing others and making them, like awakening them spiritually, making them feel like they need to plant seeds and elevate, right? Making people feel like they just got started, making people feel like they need maturity, making people pause and reflect on themselves, right? I like it. So let me get your advice and close you out for my cherry waffle sundae. What advice do you have here? Karmic justice. Listen. Karmic justice feels like karmic cycles are closed. Like, not saying you'll never have any, you don't have any more karmic lessons, not saying you don't have any more karmic cycles, but as far as this specific question, right? We're talking about your sexual energy, your sexual nature, and connections as a result. You're not going to have any karmic lessons regarding sex, right? Interacting with people sexually. I can't speak on romance because that's not our question. But you're not going to have any hard karmic sexual lessons, okay? I can promise you that. Okay, so let me see. And I got a willpower, which is 100% that emperor energy. So you might need to, regardless of how you identify, lean into your divine masculine side. You're being encouraged to that. That's going to help you in terms of karmic justice. Be very active towards your goals. Be very active in your relationships, your connections. If you've postponed your love life or your sexual life because whatever chaotic thing may have happened karmically, because this may, that's what that postponement kind of feels like. Is someone that may have paused your romance life, like, well, I need to be inside because something's not right. I'm not laughing at you, but I can understand that. That makes sense, right? You're like, no, let me pause and develop and figure out why I'm having karmic experiences like that. If that's you, it's saying have that willpower, lean into your divine masculine side a little more, and it's okay to go outside again after you've alchemized this energy, because that karmic cycle regarding whatever that specific situation, circumstance, or experience you kept having, that's done. It's going to be different for all of you because you're all going to have different like sexuality based lessons. All right. But I do see you here. All right. So I'm going to close you out and move along to pile number 3. All right. Pile number 3, my chocolate caramel brownie sundae with nuts on it. Let's see what seductive energy you're giving off and your overall sexual aura when we talk about your romantic connections or just in general, right? Like how you know when you're dealing with a karmic, soulmate, twin flame, all of the things. And listen, you're my first aura that's like really seductive. Shout out to you. It feels like a heavy divine feminine level of seduction, but it's seduction, right? We've got the ankh and participation, and I'm not going to go into depth, one, because I don't even know if I'm allowed to, but these symbols feel very much like, I'll say, womb energy. And It's very much something that would turn people on, get people going, stimulate people as soon as they experience your energy. Okay. Like as soon as they experience your energy. So I know we have a little more of a diverse audience here. It's not just a lot of feminine. Slowly some more masculines are stepping in. Y'all are becoming more interested in that, but these wombs could just be opening up to you. That's the aura you have. And it is very organic in nature. So let me just move. And it's crazy because I actually saw it already when I reset this one. I was like, oh, okay, seductive. And then when it landed on the Ankh, I'm like, oh, okay, look at you. We got a snake, a serpent. Listen, everything, like, it's feeling like a pile that's loaded with innuendos. It feels like people, like, as soon as they see you, they start thinking about all kinds of sexual things they shouldn't be thinking about. Okay. So tell me more about my 12-3. My chocolate caramel brownie sundae. I'm just getting an overview for their aura and how those connections respond to them. It may take a while for anyone to cool down enough to walk up to you and engage you. Yeah, look at that. I'll take both. In the bottom, we've got the crossroads. It takes a while for people to kind of muster up the energy to talk to you and interact with you. It feels very angel devil, right? Where it's like, honestly, it feels like people are kind of torn between, do I walk over and treat Pal 3 like a normal person, or do I just go all in and make sure they know, like, I want that? That's funny. We've got the heart and we've got the letter. It feels like someone that, so I'll be honest with you right now. Let me just go ahead. Your soulmates will be flabbergasted. Like, soulmates flabbergasted because they just won't know what to do. Like, you'll make their heartbeat really fast. They'll be like, maybe I should write down how I want to talk to Pal 3 because I can't even get the words to figure it out. Like, that's what it is. Like, that's the way your aura hits a soulmate. They kind of lose their words. It's like a lump in their throat. Let me see. Tell me more about this energy. My Pal 3. Tell me more about the aura of my Pal 3. It's at the bottom. We've got patience. Yeah, you know, that's the 7 of Pentacles, the harvest. That's a really fertile energy. You watch that. Tell me more about this chocolate caramel. Okay, it hit the floor, but we got it. Okay, this is number 10, the Wheel of Fortune of change. Okay, not only do you have a very seductive sexual aura, but it's one of prosperity. And that makes sense because when you have that energy of creativity that we saw at the beginning of the cards, right? If you have a hypersexual or hyper implies over, too much. If you have a healthy, seductive aura, you will also have one of prosperity and abundance because they go hand in hand with creation. You see what I'm saying? So I like it. Tell me more. We got schizophrenia. That's that pause. Same vibe. And you know, we have a lot of 2s on the table. So we got this. Maybe you pick both piles. That, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if you pick pile 2. Okay, we got angel number of 222, schizophrenia and crossroads. Schizophrenia is in fact a mental disorder, but because of how this is, I'll treat it like they overreact to you. Okay, they start getting self-conscious. And now we got the karmics that hit the table. And now I found the karmics because they get a huge inferiority complex. And I keep wanting to say contract with inferiority, and it's throwing me off. I hate it. But they start overreacting to you in the worst way. So like, whereas the healthy soulmates get the really cute butterflies, it feels like heavy crush. Like your healthy soulmates will have crushes on you, and they like, it's like, I don't have crushes. I've not had crush ever in my life. I've not had crush in years since I was a child, but now I see Pal 3 and I feel like a little child that likes somebody for the first time. Like, that's kind of how they will respond to your aura. It would be intimidating in a sweet way of like, they start questioning themselves in a sweet way. But like the karmics may even be rude, right? Like they may even be rude to you because it feels like you're the type that attracts karmics that are in competition with you, that are jealous of you, right? I think my same-sex couples don't struggle with this as much, and I could be wrong, but I find that it's worse with my feminines that are like biological women. Y'all struggle with being able to tell when you're straight, right? I'm straight, so like I'm not coming for you, but I'm saying like you struggle to be able to tell when these men are in competition with you, when they're jealous of you, when they see you as like a threat. You're that group. Like your karmics will want you to not do well. They will keep you at a standstill. The schizophrenia is the Two of Swords, right? Notice that you can't move here, right? Like you're in a position, a very uncomfortable, awkward position where you cannot, like if you let go, you're going down, right? And the crossroads is like there's no way, right? You'll be dealing with the karmic long term, and you'll start losing money. You'll start losing opportunities. You'll start being on the decline. Things won't go well for you because that somebody project, like I'm not a huge evil eye person, but your karmics 100% send you evil eye. Like they send you evil eye. They do not want you to prosper. They wish like ill on you, okay? Like they are your ops. Like your karmics are straight up ops. It's not even that they don't mean to be karmics to you like other energies. Like karmics are not always bad people. Sometimes they interact with somebody else and they're a healthy soulmate. But your karmics, they don't like you. They want to see you fail and all of that. So this is a group where your aura is not what the karmics want to see. They want to humble you. I got the Three of Cups of celebration. They will belittle you. They will criticize you. They will not celebrate your wins. Like when you're doing well and you like, they will make it about them, or they will pretend they don't see, or they'll bring up that they're stuck and in hard times. That's how you know you're actively interacting with the karmic. Like it's never, like it can never be about you, especially when at the best of times. Okay. But they may even, I don't know what they call it nowadays, but I remember a while back there was like this neg situation where these randoms were basically like, nah, you gotta like knock this person's confidence early on so that they are more receptive to you. So basically it's like if you're dating somebody early on, they would like insult you. I don't support that. That wouldn't work on. That's not, I don't support that. But that's kind of the energy of how a karmic would interact with. They would say a real negative joke, but they're playing. It's a type of people that would just be playing. They're rude to you, they're mean to you, but it's a joke. That's not jokes, okay? Yeah, we got the Queen of Swords of morality. They just real mean. I'm not talking about someone that's correcting you when you're wrong. I'm not talking about someone that's serious and maybe standoffish people they don't know. I'm saying like they are mean, right? Everything you do is wrong with morality, right? Nothing you do is right. So that's the vibe, okay? If you look real good and you're dressed like a regular person, but maybe you just ooze sex appeal and you can't control how people respond to your energy, they'll try to shame you. They'll initially try to shame you because of how you look and how you dress, even if you're dressed appropriately, because now we got the morality police on the table, okay? Especially if you're feminine, they'll basically try to say, hey, you should be more Queen of Swords, like you should be more like career, professional, academic, you know what I mean? Like there's certain archetype that they'll try to force you into or make you feel inferior to. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you just got to watch it. Let me pull more. I got an energy that I'm not used to seeing, so I have to say it. Shout out to my masculines that are watching the channel now. Feminines that are like business, That's not your friend. They don't, I'm not talking about the ones that are like just working, doing their own thing. I'm saying like if you are truly, and I'm just specific to this pile, I know knock. I love, look, me, career minded, big time. I love that. That's me. All about my business. But something about this pile, there's very specific karmics that are very Queen of Swords. Okay? And they are very threatened. Like they got unhealed trauma with their masculine side. Like they're overactive in their masculine side. Right? If the feminines that I'm seeing that are karmics here were men, right, we would call them those hyper alpha males that nobody likes, the ones that overreact, right? Like the overreacting kind. You know what I'm talking about. So those feminines like that, they're hyper competitive because they have over excess of their masculine energy. It's no balance at all. So they're in competition with everybody. So you can't be in a healthy connection with somebody like that because everybody is competition. They're jealous of everybody or think everybody is jealous of them. You see what I'm saying? I've got Taurus energy of trust, patience, sensuality. That's that seductive energy. That's that sensual aura that you have. Okay? The difference here is though, a healthy soulmate is going to treat you like the grounded, stable person that you are. They'll celebrate your wins. They may even compliment you initially if they can get past the stuck. If they can get past the stuck. Why did I do that? Somebody here is a Taurus. You needed to know that you were a Taurus or that you're dealing with a Taurus, for better, for worse. You needed to know that when we talk about hurt and heal with the Chiron. Because I didn't even pull a card. I don't know why I did that. But somebody here needed to see that Taurus card. You got Scorpio. Intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. Okay, there you go. You got that aura. You may have Scorpio placements. Okay, and we got House 10. What I talk about with that career people. If you're dealing with a really rigid, stick in the mud feminine, like that Queen of Swords. I'm not talking about somebody that's like a career woman, career man that likes fun, that's healthy balance, just really passionate about work. I'm saying it's bad. Like there's a reason this card is called morality. It's just stuck. Okay, nothing is ever right. No one ever does good. Right? That's the thing. So just watch that. Okay, let me see. If you have Scorpio in the 10th, this is your confirmation. You're in your right place, right space. What is that? Is that a Leo rising? I think it's possible. Okay. All right. Tell me more. All right. Tell me more about my pile 3. Higher self. Best part. A healthy soulmate. Remember I mentioned the karmics are going to drain you. You're going to start losing opportunities. Things are going to stagnate and go bad and poorly. Never do nothing right when you're dealing with the karmic. You'll notice a whole shift in prosperity for the better once you start dealing with a healthy connection. If you stagnate, if you stuck, karmic. And I'm serious. You'll know you're with a karmic because if you're in a relationship, active relationship, because I feel like when people are in a connection, things should be easier for them because now you got somebody to support you. You can support them. But if you stagnate after, look at me, stagnate after dealing with somebody, karmic. Okay? Because not only does a karmic hinder you, but a healthy soulmate elevates you, especially with your career. I think this came out in the last pile. So you may, if you wanted both, pick both. But like, don't go there unless you were genuinely called. Because the Scorpio 10th house talks about inheritances and it talks about debts. And if this is your placement, and even if it's not right now, when it comes to your sexual energy and the connections, your sexual aura responds to karmics and healthy soulmates like this placement, which would be debts or inheritances. No in between. they're going to create debt regarding your career, reputation, and social status, or they will create inheritances regarding your social status, career, and all things. So this may be someone that helps you with your career, helps you get a job, right? Helps you elevate further, right? Teaches you skills that you can use regarding your career, social status, reputation. If you stagnate, that's not what that is, okay? I have a higher self here. I gotta clarify that. Ooh. This is why I'm glad I channel and don't just read the cards. I gotta clarify that. Specifically for my feminines, because I mentioned the debts, the inheritances in the 10th house, because I don't want those of you that may stagnate in a karmic connection to mistake it for the healthy soulmate one, because you may get help by extension of this connection. If you got help by extension of the connection, you could still be with your op. I hope that makes sense. And the difference is, if you're with the karmic and they're like, pile 3 can go up, but not to my level, or not higher than, definitely not higher than me, but not even to my level. I gotta always be one step ahead. I gotta be one step above. Pile 3, yeah, it's lightning, it's thunder, and it's raining. It's fine. Just roll with it. Because I might be crushing somebody's dreams. I don't want that. But I don't want y'all out here looking crazy. I always say that. When it comes to a healthy soulmate, they don't mind if y'all are equals. Okay? They're not going to mind that. So the best part here is both bringing out the better parts of each other. Okay? All right. You're going to immediately find balance with your healthy soulmates. One of the easiest indicators is they're going to match your aura. The aura is going to be as powerful as yours. Even if they get nervous, even if they don't know how to approach you, because this aura that I have on the table, you don't experience it every day. So if somebody has this aura, doesn't mean they're used to seeing other people with that aura. Does that make sense? So early on, you'll know, because they'll have that same aura you have. They may do well with career, not in that rigid way, but in a higher purpose, fulfilled way. Okay? Because that's what I got here. So let me pull more. Let me get these keywords to describe your aura and the initial way people engage you. But I'm going to be honest with you. The shadow, the karmics on the table, 100% would be people that were like, and I don't know what I did a reading where this energy absolutely came out, and I cannot for the life of me remember. This would be a person that was like, I wasn't all that interested in pile 3. They're not all that. Like, they're not all that. Right? And then people are looking at them a little funny because y'all ended up together, but you were talking about pile 3 in a way, the way you reacted to pile 3, like, so, like, the case in point, first impression, you walk in flawless, everybody's like, that person looks so good, ooh, sex. That's the one person that's like, or 1, 2, 3 people that's like, they all right, I'm not really, nah, they're not all that. And next thing you know, they pursue you, and now you're together, and people are like, I didn't even think that person liked pile 3 as a person. That's crazy they ended up together after all they said and how they acted. You see what I'm saying? We have an awareness. We have an incoming energy of bloom with the flower moon. Tell me more. Aura is just an open flower of sexuality. I love it. I love it. Looks good. Okay? Not over. It's not an over excess. It's just an awareness of your seductive energy, an awareness of your sexual power, and it works out really well. But the shadow here is you may lack the awareness of it, right? You got guidance, and you may lean on people, partners a little more powerful than you to guide you, and that's gonna get you in trouble. That's how we end up here. I got you. because we have a side here that has like an innate awareness, and then we have a side here that relies on guidance. Number 24 could be an age, could be a year, could be a birthday, any of those things. Okay, tell me, give me one more on the bottom. Thank you. We've got the waning crescent moon of B, and we have 2 B's that could be relevant. So this one I'm trying to tell you, where you, because we got the karmic side, we got the soulmate side, we got your lighter side, your shadow side. Your lighter side of the pile here is where you have the awareness of how you manage your energy. Most of you on the lighter side probably did come from the previous pile, but it doesn't mean you had to. Everybody don't have time. You can still be on the lighter side if you took your messages here to go. Okay, but you have that innate awareness of the blooming energy that you have and how to manage it. Where you are a shadow that may primarily connect with karmics and be struggling to find soulmates is because you're relying, you don't know how to be, you don't have that awareness of how to bloom. You're seeking guidance externally, you're seeking approval externally, and by nature of that you're projecting out, you're attracting hypercritical partners. That's why they're karmics, right? You need the guidance, you're seeking guidance, so you're attracting the morality police in the worst way, right? Where you have the awareness of blooming doesn't mean that you're not yourself with B. It just means that you just attract where you can bloom further. You attract further support, right? Because the lighter side talks about soulmates that elevate you further. They connect with your higher expression of aura. You're attached with your higher self, right? That's how you're connecting with the soulmates, the healthy ones. So any guidance they give you, it's not hypercritical, it's not dragging you down, it's not to sabotage you, it's to help you elevate you. Because the soulmates here, we have the Wheel of Fortune. The whole point of them is to take you on their purpose, take you on your purpose, and you take them on theirs. You'll see that mutual elevation between 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, because all of your soulmates will connect with you like that, right? All right, so it's at the bottom. Incoming energy of Aries, the inspirer. Your healthy soulmates will inspire you because they're mirroring the inspiration to you that you project out to them. Boom. So let me get your advice. And that's why we're seeing that low self-esteem. Not saying, calling you names, not saying that that's you completely, but that's why we have the morality police on the karmic side, where it's constant criticism and belittling. You're never enough, even though you're more than that. They just don't want you to see, because like that's the whole point of it, right? We got elixir of life. Okay, so ask yourself, and this isn't even just relationships. I'm not even talking about being in a relationship with a karmic or being in a relationship with a soulmate. It's too late at that point. You should know. Elixir of life. After interacting with somebody, even the first time, second time, third time, did they drain you or did they give you life? Did you walk away from that first experience, first encounter with that person feeling motivated, inspired, or did you walk away from that first experience of that person feeling drained and lacking? Your healthy soulmates will pour life into you, quite literally. Your aura will elevate. You will perform better, be happier, be healthier, do better in your career. But those karmics are here to stagnate you, quite literally. It's a test. It's a universal test, okay, of your resilience, quite literally. Okay? And again, your healthy soulmates will help make you more resilient, because team. We in this together, right? That's the energy of it all. So I'm going to close you out and move along to pile number 4. All right, pile 4, y'all are locked in. I'm already seeing 444. I already got messages. So let me just make sure you remember that you did, in fact, pick the peach sundae and the waffle bowl. And I'm looking to see what seductive energy you're giving off, your sexual aura when it comes to karmics, healthy soulmates, any of those labels y'all like. And peaches is a thing, okay? Like, y'all like them. I love it for you. We got a tree. Now, I don't think these are peaches, but fruit, peaches, apples, all the things fruit that comes from a tree, that's you, and that's your aura, straight up. It's like fruit hanging from a tree. It's ripe, it's sweet, everybody wants it. So that's your seductive aura. You know what, you probably like, you have a person or a specific person in mind, or you want to see what's incoming. I can't for the life of me remember the thumbnail, but I only have one series that is a fruit, and I have not made a podcast playlist section for it yet. But at the point of you seeing this video, you know what, let me go ahead and knock that out so you can find your readings, because that's going to be a series as well here. Okay, but ripe fruit, that's how people see you, that's that aura. And I'm going to just make it really easy for you, because when I was tussling with the Black Hollywood Romance Angels deck to reset, I kept toggling between third party and family friends. And at the bottom here, I've got house, home. So, which is also 4. Like, some of y'all really have an affinity for number 4. You're in the right place, right space. Okay? So, your karmics are going to put you in third-party situations. The end. They will, from the get-go, put you in a position or engage with you on a level where you can tell they're not serious about you. Whether it's being overly secretive about interact with you. I'm not talking about privacy. Like, if this is someone that's just private with their business, I understand that. I respect that. I support that. I don't think enough people are private. But if this is someone that wouldn't even introduce you to like their close friends and their family, once there's your like official, that don't make sense. Because I've got the soulmate energy of wanting you, all of their family and friends, to know they're connecting with you. And then I got the karmic side of wanting absolutely nobody to know they're with you, so much to the point that they would keep you in the shadows and have a person that they're actually dealing with publicly, whether you realize it or not, right? Like, you don't have to know that these karmics are doing that. You can just be like, well, this person's private. Maybe we're not connected on social media. Then you go to their social media and they have their family and friends with somebody else. You got to be careful, because that's just kind of the thing that I see here. All right, that's what I see. So my ripe fruit aura, let me get oh, I don't want to get in trouble. So and I don't want it to come back. When I first started to film reset, I got that sharp pain in my shoulder, and I don't always call it out because I don't always feel like it, but I felt like it was very, very sharp. I felt it deep into my collarbone. So if that's you get that looked at, you make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And then others of you, you're like, yeah, girl, it just keeps coming back. It just is what it is. And thanks for letting me know that's my pile. You're welcome. So let me pull these cards and see what's going on with my peach sundae and the waffle bowl. Tell me about this peach sundae and the waffle bowl, my ripe hanging fruit from the tree. Or give me an overview for how people, it's like ripe fruit, just wanting to pick it off a tree. Okay, and that's the problem, because your karmics, they do deeply desire you. They want to lock you down. Especially, they want to have their cake and eat it too. Because like some of you, these people are truly just not available from the jump, but they can't help themselves. They're just so tempted by that Garden of Eden, which is you. It's not a bad aura. There's nothing wrong with that. You just gotta have discernment and boundaries, right? Yeah, house is back, bouquet is back. I mentioned, right? Healthy soulmates is everything traditional that you expect when engaging someone, right? The only way you may have discernment issues is if you're dealing with someone it's exceptionally private. And if it's that hard, I'll just go ahead and discourage you from dealing with people like that. Like if you're dating someone and they know you got trauma from secret relationships and things like that, because if you're dating, those are, and you're serious about it, those are things that may come up depending on how you feel. I don't believe in all that lying. I don't have time for that. But if they know you have trauma with that, then they would immediately house bouquet, right? So yeah, let me see. All right, let's pull these. Let's pull here. Tell me more. Oh, 9 of Pentacles. That ripeness card also indicates that your soulmates are going to be single. I don't want to sound condescending, because I'm not, like, but I just want to make you aware. Your soulmate is not preoccupied while trying to get with you. right? That's why we kept having third party. There's no such thing as healthy soulmate that's dealing with you and somebody else, unless it's super early stages and you're like, look, I'm dating and I'm trying to get to know whoever, and if we go exclusive, I'm done. But like, that transparency takes away the shady nature of it. Okay. Yeah, putting pieces together in a puzzle, right? Your soulmates are basically going to be like, you complete me. They're ready to lock it down, be exclusive. You're the missing piece to the family and friends. You will know dating if you're dealing with a healthy soulmate, because in your soul contract with healthy soulmates, you have soul family. So you're supposed to connect well with the family and the friends. If they don't like you, I can tell you now, it's not going to benefit you to proceed, just because you're meant to, I'm spilling tea. It's not the question we're asking, but your soulmates, you're meant to connect with them and be a part of their family. You're the type of person that if you engage a healthy soulmate and y'all break up, you still know the family, you still know the friends, you're probably still invited to the gatherings and they're not even mad. Okay? Because that's soul tribe. Okay? So you'll know. Karmic, you never even got to the point to see, possibly, and if you met them, it was chaotic. Okay? Now, the world, the completion, soulmate, whole world's gonna revolve around you. I don't know how healthy that is, but I mean, it's like grabbing fruit off a tree. It's like, it's addictive energy. So that's how they engage you. I got another eagle, the 2 wands of possibilities. Okay, this is someone that will immediately start planning for the future with you. Your soulmates will immediately start planning for the future with you. They will use language like, okay, so, you know, oh, look, it's our 3-month anniversary. Next year, this what we gonna do. Right? Next year, this time at summer, you know, it's our 3-month anniversary. Next year, this time, even though we'll have been at a weird time, it's going to be a year and however many months, we're going to do this. This is where we're going next summer. Like, already planning ahead, okay? Because that's what you need to hear. Because the other side is not getting that, okay? Also, if you're left in confusion after interacting with people, immediate karmic. Remember, this is a pile where the people that are healthy soulmates for you are soul tribe. Your karmics don't belong here. Okay, your karmics don't belong here. They're not here to teach you lessons. They're here to teach you confusion, because something about your contracts with your soul groups, your soul tribe can teach you, help you learn anything, maneuver any situation without all the extra hard lessons of the karmics. The karmics are here to teach you discernment of how to have boundaries and not to deal with any and everybody. I could see how you came from multiple other piles. Some of you picked one of the other 3, and it's going to resonate in a different way based on what I just said. But the missing piece of the puzzle is how you'll feel with the soulmate, because you'll feel like you that extra piece that needed to complete this family, this friend group. Okay? But initially, even in the initial interaction with these people, if you feel confused by this person, karmic. If the energy is off, karmic. Like, soulmates are going to feel like a past life connection. It's going to feel like deja vu. It's going to feel like you've known this person your whole life immediately, okay? The source. What did I say? This is the Ace of Fire. I mean, listen. The source. So, I got the love. Listen. Okay? The Lovers. Gonna feel like twin flames, basically. We got the 2 of Wands here, and we got the Lovers, Gemini twins, right? Honestly, all of your soulmates may feel like twin flames until you meet one, right? I feel like one time in a reading, I used the looks like a phantom until one pulls up. That's you. If you're dealing with healthy soulmates, they're all gonna feel like that until you meet the actual one, though. And it's fine, because the healthy soulmates, even if it didn't work, that's still people you can be cool with on some level. It's the karmics where you like die. Okay, it's those ones. Okay, so let me see here. I have the 10 of Cups of harmony. It's gonna feel harmony. Listen, I might just listen. I'm not gonna talk about this anymore. Harmony. completion, harmony, missing piece of the puzzle, and then harmony. I got the 2 dolphins. I got the lovers and the 2 of cups. More trees, right? I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, if it doesn't feel, if energy is off, it's a karmic, and there's no need to question it. Because I don't even know that your karmics are friendly. Everybody in this pile, if you wanted 2 piles, you're all coming from different piles. I think I can remember all of you. Like, some of you came from pile 1, some of you came from pile 2, some of you came from pile 3, and it's going to resonate differently based on which one you pick. Because I just felt the other one step in. I don't even know that your karmics are even all that nice to you overtly. Because they're not nice to you, because they're hiding you and not even wanting you to meet their family and friends. Like, how does that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shouldn't make anyone feel good. But I'm saying, I don't even know that they're in conversation friendly to you. Let me see. Tell me more about how for the moon. If it's confusion, listen, we got the moon, house 4, same exact vibe, right? When we talk about house 4, it's the sign of Cancer. It's your home, your family, your comfort. It's the house in a sentimental sense, okay? Ruled by Cancer, which is ruled by the moon, which rules maternal figures. It rules your family, your ancestry. Just keep being around family, specifically the maternal figures. So if you're here and you're feminine or identifying as feminine, if this person wouldn't have you around their maternal figure, or it's a thing that wouldn't even be, there would be no approval there, that's a karmic. Because the aura here is one where it's, I don't want to say that it's very similar to the mother maternal figures, because it's different for everybody, but it's very similar, okay? Like, I'm saying, when we get deeper past just the initial interactions with people and into connections, you're liked here. I keep saying it because that's pressing and helping you see, okay? But weird energy is weird energy initially, okay? Because you're a ripe fruit off a tree. So everybody wants to taste it, but doesn't mean they should be, right? Doesn't mean that they should be able to, right? Doesn't mean that just because they're wanting a fruit off the tree that they're wanting to build a home, right? That doesn't mean they're trying to keep the tree, right? I got falling in love. Your soulmates are going to fall in love hard. And honestly, your karmics might too, but I don't trust it, because on the worst sense, your karmics are going to be mean and just not interested in being with you for real, but they still want to taste the fruit from the tree. They just don't want to have to maintain the tree. You see what I'm saying? But there is a side where the karmics have a little more nuance, where they want their cake and they eat it too. And they may think they're in love. But if they're in love, or they genuinely love you, why would they want you to live in a certain way? When we talk about dealing with the family or having a separate family, why would they want you to live like that? Having to watch them with the family, things like that. Like, that's kind of the worst side of it. But we do have a healthy soulmate here on the table. All right. Final shot is here. There's a lot of F's. F is a relevant thing. And it's not lost on me that the number 4 begins with the letter F. So you're in the right place, right space. We got family and friends. Okay, look at you. I love it. Your guys are really supporting you. So if you're with a person that's private, like let's say you're dealing with someone that's really private and genuinely private, okay? If they know it makes you uncomfortable and you basically like, look, I have trauma with being hidden, or I can't do it because it makes me feel less than, the final shot is bringing you around the family and friends. If the soulmate does it, then that eliminates them from the karmic section, right? Like, they'll bring you around the family and friends, even if it's a little early for them, okay? But I've got a safe place and a spiritual awakening here, same vibe. There's a huge element of safety and value on the lighter side, okay? Yeah, this is a pile of needing some healing. If you've dealt with the shadow, you need healing, especially in your heart space. Okay, let me get so if you overlook energy and you can't tell the difference between the weird energy and the harmonious, friendly energy, that's fine, because you'll know once you reach the stage of, okay, how are the family and friends interacting with me, right? Because think of it this way. If this person brings you around their family and friends, why are they comfortable being ugly to you or rude to you in any way? You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Because, like, let's say it's not all this love soul tribe mess. Like, let's say this wasn't on the table. Why would the family and friends be comfortable treating you rude, knowing that this person brought you around? You see? We got the first quarter of Ignite, and it was in reverse. So a stifled flame implies there's nothing there where it's not progressing to stability, right? Okay, so I've got incoming energy of surrender. If you're not used to connections where people compromise with you, your healthy soulmates will be willing to compromise with you. That was what we got here, where you're like, listen, you a little too private for me. Final shot and surrender, okay? And a blessing moon of contentment. You'll feel good around this person. You'll feel playful around this person. At initial impression. Like, I'm not saying, like, I don't want to say initial impression. As you interact with them, right? Like, as you get to know this person early stages, before you're even dating them, okay? They'll be very devoted to you, okay? All right, so let me get this. I'll close you out with your advice. What advice for this peach sundae? My ripe fruit tree. I actually like that you came through with that. That's cute. That's how you can identify your aura. I'm like a ripe fruit on a tree. Let me see. Me advice for my pile 4, please. All right. Incoming energy, and the bottom is a navigation. So I mean, take what I'm saying and just learn how to maneuver situations and navigate connections, because it feels like a pile of needing to know how to navigate connections in general, because all the family and friends hit the table as connected to these people, right? But you have blessed 2 times. You're very, very blessed. You have a blessed aura. So regardless of how the karmics came through, if it felt dominant to you, I do apologize. But take what I said to keep you out of those situations, because blessed day and blessing moon is, when that comes out together, that's lovely. That doesn't come out like that, okay? Okay, so navigate to your blessed situation, your blessed day with this knowledge I've given you, okay? I'm going to close you out now. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.